Hey, what's up, family? So here's the thing. I'm kind of thinking about working on a podcast, and I think I got a name for it too. If you knew me or knew my father always had the saying when he really wanted to make a point to us, he would say, "Now hear me clearly now." So I think that's what my voice in my podcast is going to be. Let me hear me clearly now. I mean, those who know him and knew him can probably hear his voice in that. And sometimes when I realize, kind of like when he said some of the things he said, later on I realized, oh, damn, I wish I'd have listened better. So this is the first version of Hear Me Clearly Now. And I want to talk about words that are misused. See, in the Black community as a whole, what we tend to do is we have a term that we like to use specifically around men aimed at women called submissive. Submissive. No, they aren't submissive. Women aren't submissive. And if I kind of look at what the general term of what submissive means, as far as overall, it means to be dominated or willing to be dominated or controlled. I think that's what probably some women logically hear about that, logically could hear in that word. But I don't think that's what, I think that the problem is, and a lot of conversation we have is we use the wrong word. The word isn't submission. Because submissive, I don't believe that, I just talked to a whole lot of brothers about this, and, brothers do not want a female or life partner that's just going to do what he tells them to do. I mean, if a brother wants that, then, probably run screaming. So the word is not submissive. Submission is not the word. Submission is not really what they're after. So what's the word? Well, then the question is to women, to the sisters out there, is like, what is it you want from men? What do you want from Black men to do? Protect, provide, lead, control, guide, be the backbone of the family and all that. That's kind of like what I'm hearing, generically speaking. So in order for a man to do that, what he needs is trust, not submission. He can't do any of that for his family unless there's trust there. Does that make sense? I just wanted to put that out there. Now, so if a man isn't trusted in his own house, he feels inadequate, feels angry, feels frustrated, and feels angry, inadequate, frustrated, all the things that we see happening in the Black community today. Now, I could say that what I could say is that we are ingrained or taught not to trust each other. Black people aren't trusted, trust Black people. There's nothing out there in the space that says we should trust each other. Nothing out there. As a matter of fact, the most popular shows, media, social media posts all involve some version of us not trusting each other. So actually trust is a mutual thing too. Now, let me get back. So that's essentially putting it out there. It's like this. So if we really want our households to improve or our households to be strong, then I would suggest that we would need trust. That's what needs to be there. Now notice I said we need to be trust, not just the women, the men too. Because men out there, we should just stop using the word submission and use the word trust. Because I assert right now, that's what most of you are really after, trust. That's the frustration. You're trying to be everything you can for our women, and you're just not trusted to do it. And that's a 90-10% conversation where 10% of the fools seem to represent 90% of us. So therefore, we're all labeled as untrustworthy. And that's a huge barrier to get over. That somewhere we have to earn trust. Earn that. So just take a look at that. Trust. Now, I want to say this to men, because you may have said, see, some men may say, see, you need to trust me. You need to trust me. Before you go there, you need, with everything that you get, there's an accountability for it. There's accountability to wear the crown. There's accountability for that too. So if you want to be trusted, you need to be trustworthy. And what that means is, if you want to be really the head of the house, if you really want to be the man in the house that's gonna provide all that, then it needs to be clear to everyone in your house that they are your first priority. Nothing else, no one else. See, if that's clear, if you have a life partner, a woman, so brothers, if you have a sister out there that's clear that that's who you are for them, then, well, I asserting right now that if everyone is clear to that, then that trust will be given to you and will be deserved. Kind of stumbled around that, but I'm going to keep it live anyway. But that's essentially where to look, fellas. So I'm going to recap this whole conversation and hear me clearly now. We're throwing around the word submission as if that's what brothers want. I'm asserting that's not what they want. That's not what they're looking for. There was trust. Because never really have Black men, well, most of us don't really seek to control or dominate our women. Matter of fact, we kind of like that spirit you bring to it. But that's what create the partnership is. And it also keeps us on our toes a little bit too. But trusting is important. And to the brothers out there, if you're given trust, honor it. Treat it as an honor that you're given. And do not do anything to cause that trust to be taken away from you. So trust is a privilege. I hope this makes sense. So hear me. So that's essentially what I wanted to say. I don't know how this came out. Hopefully this made sense. But I really am annoyed by the word submissive. Black women are submissive. Black women are submissive. Black women are submissive. Well, okay. Well, number one, I don't think that's what we really want. What we want is trust. If we had trust, then we're capable, then we have a space where we can do what we need to do. And to the men, again, once you're given that trust, respect it, honor it, and give no reason why there should be any doubt that that's who you are.